Welcome guys back to the channel. The car behind me is a red Mazda 6, quite usual on the channel. It came from Leicester, I believe, bought on a trailer tow truck because it has low oil pressure issues. As you can see from the title, the owner wanted to have a video on the channel. Usually everybody wants to have a video about his car on the channel, but sometimes we don't do because we can't, because we have too much cars in here, so we can't record every single one, but we always record before and after for the clients, for the customers, just for their sake, like the work was done, how it was done, what kind of quality we provided. But now let me switch the camera and show you the car in question and what's going to happen and what we already, or like what I already know about the car and what I've checked so far. But before we get to that, I want to mention again our map. The idea is that because you are coming so far to us, from so far to us, we decided that we get a map and put a pin for every customer from the city where they are, where they're coming from, where they got the car to got their cars to us. So we are here in Linkfield, Surrey, and the car is from Leicester. I know it's somewhere up north, I don't know where on the map exactly. We will put a pin if the customer wants. But what I wanted to say, if you've been with us, if we fixed your car already, let us know in the comment section privately, message me on Facebook, and I'll put a pin for you. I've already short of 4 pins because four people already asked me to put a pin, which we will do obviously. But now let's get back to the car. So let's inspect the engine bay. I've already done the test, like the diagnosis. What I can confirm and check or say that the oil pressure is low. It is around 105 kPa at idle, not even operating temperature, so below 70 degrees of engine oil temperature, which is way too low. What we're going to do, we're going to remove the valve cover. It was never removed. Also, someone commented that it doesn't mean it wasn't removed because the silicone sealant is there, which is right. What he meant is someone didn't clean that off. So, and also when we replace when we do the inspection, obviously we put a silicone as well, but we put a different color. And yeah, the guy who left the comment, he was right, but obviously it should be cleaned, so the surface, the mating surface should be cleaned of the old silicone sealant. But yeah, in that case he was right. It doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't removed if still the old silicone sealant is sticking out from there. But that's it for that comment. We really appreciate that because it made sense. So he raised awareness of that possibility as well. Also, the intake manifold hasn't been removed because the clamp is facing towards the cabin. Again, if someone is that meticulous and when he does the job turns around the clamp, which I don't think anybody would do, we don't do that. So yeah, the manifold wasn't removed, but that's not the case. Obviously I'll let the owner know that he may need the carbon cleaning. So what's gonna happen, valve cover removal. The exhaust pressure sensor was reading fine because the sensor is the new. And also I'm going to raise the car, lift it and remove the oil pan and inspect the strainer, but I'm more than 100% sure it will be blocked. What I wanted to mention, like he had the battery replaced recently. I'm not sure if it was done by him or not, doesn't matter. The terminals are not all the way down. Make sure you put them all the way down and then tighten it. Also, it's just a tiny bit, so that the writing should be facing or should be on this side, and you should be able to read it. Doesn't really matter. But what it's a bit more important, you see that securing pin, bar, rod, whatever, it's not supposed to be going, the hook's not supposed to be going from like this from the side, but like this, if it makes sense, so from underneath. So that's a mistake made there. And now let me put the car on the ramps, raise it a tiny bit so I can remove the valve cover and then the oil pan. And then meanwhile Dan is doing exactly the same job on a CX-5 which came today. So I have removed the valve cover. Here is what I found. It's quite black, quite thick, but the bigger problem is here. Obviously, injector number 1, the washer was blowing out, it was stuck, and to be told that this is the most dangerous when the injector number 1 is blowing out, or the washer is blowing out on the injector number 1. Reason being because it can, all that dirt, that buildup can get down very easily through that door below the 2 camshafts down there and block the strainer. I'll shortly remove the oil pan and show you the strainer as well, but first let me show you the camshaft. If you can see here, it has that lip, and also you can see it on the you can see it here better on the 3rd cylinder. So it is worn quite massively. Now let me lift the car and remove the oil pan, but before, let me show you another thing which I noticed. So guys, when you buying new battery, you need to remove these plugs, these red plugs. Even it says on here, if you turn around the footage, or you need to remove those plugs, so make sure you do so. And now let me raise the car and remove the oil pan. So now I have removed the under tray, and if you have a closer look, the washer is, I believe, bigger, it's sticking out, and someone was here because it has the black silicone, not the OEM factory. So yeah, this one was already off, the oil pan. Maybe someone replaced just the strainer and the problem came back again. I don't know. I may ask that from the owner and confirm it with him. But now let me remove the pan and check the strainer. So finally, the oil pan is off as well. Let's have a look inside the strainer. Blocked big time. So that will be tomorrow's job. I'm going to remove the oil pan, camshafts, and etc. So for you it will be just a second clip, but for me it will be next day.